Alright guys, welcome back to week 3 of Grand Arena. And this week we have these 8 people that I'll be matched up against. And against, just like the first couple of weeks, I don't have anyone with any galactic legends in my group of 8. So it's going to be a relatively lighter match compared to some of the other YouTubers you're seeing. Um, my own galactic legends haven't been unlocked as well, which is the reason I'm getting matches like these. But let me show you the progress that I have. I'm currently going for galactic legend Ray, and I have almost all characters at G13, with the exception of resistance hero Poe. Just 6 shards left to go, so I think in a day or so I should be there with the resistance hero Poe, and then I just have to farm the G13, the G12 finishers. And then I have my resistance ships are mostly done, with the exception of Radis. I've got 5 more shards, and the event is coming back for Radis tomorrow, so I should have this done by then. So I will have the eligibility for tickets for Galactic Legend Ray in about 3 or 4 days' time. I'll not be able to unlock it by the fourth week of Grand Arena Championship, but I should be able to get it done in time for the next season, hopefully even with the ultimate. So that's going to be my goal in terms of Galactic Legend Ray. But until then, let's finish off the matches that we have this week. My current opponent is Veles, Vales or Veles from RH New Republic, Russian guild. It's got gas and negotiator maxed. Nothing surprising there. Lifetime banners is about 215 compared to my 265, so around 80-85% of my score. And then if I take a look at the offensive battles versus defensive battles, the offensive is 566 compared to my, I think, 630, 640, I don't remember. And defense are at 171, so about 25% defense to offense ratio. Mine is about 330 defense, so it's about half, 50%. So it's going to go relatively light on defense, although I have seen the galactic history, and they usually do like to keep their gas at the back, and they like to keep Grievous with Wat, which is, in the last few matches, it's proven to be my kryptonite. I've usually struggled against Grievous with Wat. I typically used to take EP against it, but if you've seen my last video, I've somewhat revised that thought, and I'll talk a little bit more about it as we face the Grievous. On defense over here, I've kept my gas down south. I've changed the order around a little bit. I usually keep gas up north. I kept gas down south over here with the Newt team. I haven't kept Nest with Newt over here. I've kept Nest at the back, and I'll show you that comp later. But Newt, Dooku, Droideka, those are the 3 that I usually tend to go with together. And I've kept L3 and Barris over there as well, just to give a little extra survivability against CLS if they decide to go against that. And then over here I've kept T3M4 with my Grievous squad. I find that Grievous squads are usually one shot no matter what I keep out there, unless I keep Wat. That is when they pull a really good counter. But I like keeping Wat on offense. I've kept my DR team over here, and I've kept my first order squad. Typically I've been keeping Hux lead, but I think that the speed bump and the protection and health recovery that crew lead gives is slightly better. Plus Hux, his most important ability is on the unique, which prevents bonus turn meter, while General Hux has advantage. So it doesn't need for him to be in the leader squad for that to happen. That should anyway disrupt your standard JTR squads, which is usually what is taken against that. So that's what I've kept on defense at the top and bottom. And at the back over here, I've kept a couple of teams. So one is I've decided to keep my Treya on defense with the full Sith trio, Nihilus, Scion, and Treya. And what I did specifically for this Grand Arena is I just put a Zeta on my Maul. All this while my Maul was G12 because I was going for the Sith Master title. But I'd never actually put Zeta on him. I completely missed that Maul evasion meta. But I really find his lead very intriguing, and I wanted to see whether I can play around with it, especially since I've got decent Sith, or at least B grade Sith. I wanted to see if I can play around with a few different options with Maul on defense. It can get a little irritating, and it can get banner stealing as well. So I had plenty of Zetas lying around. I just decided to put one on Maul, And this team, if you remember, Maul, the Sit Trio, and Nest, and this is a really slow, high tenacity Nest that I have. This particular comp, when Jedi Knight Revan initially came out, this was one of the counters which was developed for that. The goal was basically to keep Nest out in the open and have Jedi Knight Revan mark that mark Nest. And since it's high tenacity Nest and slow, Nest would keep building bonus protection, and the max health would not get reduced because the mark would get resisted. Well, at least the max health reduction would get resisted. So that is the funda behind this. Um, and I've also remodded my Treya team a little bit. I've remodded Maul to be a little more tanky, and because his bonus gives about 20% speed bump or turn meter boost, I've really modded my Treya for additional speed, 270. So she's about 320, 330 speed effectively after Maul's bonus. So she's going to go out right in front, put the isolate out, and then the rest of the team is going to end up going. And the slowest is obviously going to be Nest. So that I'm hoping that they exhaust a lot of meta teams out front, and this team gives a little bit of a problem to them. Um, I've decided to keep my Treya mostly on defense from now on. I think it just tends to be another good disruptor. And then I have my CLS squad up here. Since I'm saving my rebels under Stormtrooper Han for gas counter, I've kept CLS with Old Ben. These two go really well together in terms of turn meter generation. And Missions Albar, those guys are another great duo. And then Wampa has got synergy with Missions Albar, some dot synergy, and is just all around a good attacker. Gets fed turn meter from Luke lead as well. So just wanted to put something of my leftovers that can't be troopered or taken out cheaply. So I found that team I think is pretty effective. So that's my character zone, and then a ship zone. I just get my malevolence. This is typically the standard that I have. Since there's not much really good banner recovery for malevolence on offense. Defense, it is able to steal a few banners. My opponent's defense on the top, really weak teams out here. Really weak first order squad and bounty hunter squad as well. I'm sure, probably one of them can be troopered, even with my weak troopers. There's the Night Sister squad, again, only relics on Asajj. Very weak Daka as well, so really not much of an issue. Modded for potency for some reason. Yeah, 125% potency, but only 26k health. I wouldn't mod Daka like that, but anyway. And the Spirit has been modded for speed, tons of speed, 267 and 3700 offense. So some amount of critical chance and offense as well. But otherwise a relatively light wall. The tougher wall is down here. They've kept the Newt Nest under Newt with the Django in there as well, even though Django is only G11. And there's no Zeta on the leadership, so the unique does have the Zeta, but modded not for damage but for health and tenacity. So a little mixed up modding out there. Droidica modded for damage, which is good. Dooku modded for a little bit of health, and yep, I think this particular team can probably be geoed. I can probably use my geo against them. The Nestus doesn't have too much health, 26k, so I think it should be fine. Even though my spy is not relict, I think that should be manageable by geos. But first, I want to go against this Grievous squad, because that Grievous with Wat is something which has been giving me trouble lately. Typically, what I usually used to take is my EP Bastila squad with the Thrawn IPD and Nihilus in there. But the problem with that squad is Wat tends to go first and give the tank tech to the taunt, to the tank out here. And then because he uses the ability B1 assists and ends up hitting one of the 5 characters, targets one of the 5 characters. And if EP or Basti with Foresight happen to be targeted, then the team is evaded, and then B2 gets an immediate turn, and then their whole turn meter train starts. And because this team is relict and my whole team is G11, G12, they get destroyed pretty easily. So I'm not taking that risk anymore. There's about 40% chance for B1 to target one of the Foresight characters, 40% chance for B2 to get triggered if that happens. So 40 into 40, it's about 16% chance of that happening, which is about 1 in 6. So that's a little too high of a risk in my opinion. So I think I'm probably going to be retiring that counter. You really can't use that counter unless you have a pre-taunt or unless you don't have the Zeta on Basti. Those are the only conditions I think I would use that counter in. But the only other options over here is if your team is more relic, a lot of people also run the Treya counter against Wat. Night Sister is a little risky because if Wat gets the weapon stick out, then Night Sisters will not be as effective. So I've decided to stick to my. There are two options. You can go with Padme or you can go with JKR. Padme, I've had mixed results, but JKR, I want to do that because I really like the Mark over here. Mark Watt, get him out of the way before he puts the weapon stack out because even the JKR team relies a lot on revives. So get Watt out of the way and then just survive to get the to get B2 down and then get the others down one by one. But I want to make one change to the JKR team. Instead of going with Hermit Yoda and mine is only G11, I'm going to go in. I'm going to put my General Kenobi in there. General Kenobi is a great tank and pretty survivable, and he prevents JKR or Hermit or Grandmaster Yoda from being targeted too much. So it does give some sort of a respite. So I'm going to go in with that particular team against it. Instead of Hermit Yoda, go in with General Kenobi. I did use a General Kenobi lead a couple of times. Last time I did that, it timed out because there just wasn't enough damage on the team. But with Jedi Knight Revan lead, I think it should be fine. One change that my opponent has done over here is instead of Magna, they've kept L3 with the Zeta. So that means that the first time that I go ahead and reduce, I kill B1 or B2, health is going to get equalized with L3, which is going to be a little irritating, but I think it makes B2 a little more tanky, a little more tough to take out. But I think we should be fine as long as you don't use any AoEs because taunting tank tech is going to go to B2, and every time he takes a turn, it's going to recover protection. So that's not going to be ideal. So let's go ahead and take that in. It's an R7 Grievous, very well modded, 142k. A little slow, 159, but really decent health. But I'm hoping to at least get Watt down before Grievous gets to go. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's take our counter, Jedi Knight Revan Kenobi, Grandmaster Yoda, Jolie Bindo, and Bastila Shan. This is the team which was the meta when JKR initially came out. General Kenobi was in there. It's only lately when Kenobi has been transitioned over to the Padme team that people have been using Hermit Yoda in there. But let's go take in this team and see if we are able to get the job done. So he's going to put the taunting tech on B2. I'm going to go and try to finish this guy off as soon as possible. B2 is going to go. I am going to spread some buffs around and flip this. So that's another good reason to take Kenobi in. There's another cleanse that you have there. Almost, and this should get rid of him. The main reason is this team is survivable, but the main thing is you need to get rid of Watt before he puts the weapon tech out because you want to really be able to revive effectively. So that Savior has been triggered, and now we just need to survive and take B2 down. So as long as the weapon stick is not out, you can essentially survive with this team. But the main thing is just making sure that the weapon tech is not on the field. All right, let's keep working on him. Okay, this guy is out. Now let's go ahead and revive both of them. Keep working on B2. I'm going to give this to Jolie so that his revive comes around again. Let's do this. So he's extremely tanky, but I think we should be okay to get him down. The main danger is gone. Let's call Hermit Yoda again, Grandmaster Yoda, and I'm going to avoid the AoE because I don't want B2 taking a turn, because if he takes a turn, he heals. I have no option but to use the AoE because I don't like all those debuffs around there. Luckily, we did not have any. B2 didn't get triggered. All right, now we need to revive everyone back, and then let's keep going on him. So we survived, and now it's just a question of recovering banners. So let's stun this guy. Well, actually, stun is not going to do anything because we are planning to get rid of B2 or B1. Well, we have no choice. I think we'll be getting rid of B1 over here. And since everyone has retribution, they're probably going to do an AoE once General Grievous attacks. Although I don't know if his AoE can be countered. It can be. Okay. Let's do this. I want to revive Yoda if I can. Pass this over to Jolie. Nah, didn't get a chance. 53. Not great banners, but we got through it in one shot. All right, let me take my geos against this squad, and hopefully we can recover to 60 banners over there. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply an ability block over here so that Dooku doesn't hide everyone. And let me see if I can't land a big hit on Nest. Not yet. Okay, let's get rid of Dooku. And then let's start working on Droideka. Let's try to take Droideka out. Let's take Dooku. Let's take... Okay, we've got the big hit from Spy ready. The Nest is pretty low moderate in terms of health, only 26k or so. So that should take care of it, 92k. So even with a G12, G12 Spy, that really wasn't much of an issue. Now we just need to be able to recover some banners. There's damage immunity still out there. So we are going to... Okay, so he's gone down once. I think we might be at 59 banners right now. Maybe less than that. I don't know. Maybe 58. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, 60. We ended with 60. Not bad. So that was a good outcome. Saved my good teams for the back. Let's see what's at the back. I'm expecting Geos and Gas. His Gas team is definitely going to be there at the back. All right. So there we go. Just as I predicted, there's a Geo team, not relict at all, so not much of an issue, and the Gas team. Now we know what we're going to take for the Gas. And actually, I'm kind of glad that he put the Gas on defense because that means they have less teams available to take out my Gas, my DR, and Grievous, and a few other squads that I have. Okay, so let's. I think we know that we're going to take what we're going to take against the Gas team. So that's going to be my Stormtrooper Han counter. The Gas is modded for potency and health and protection, 116%. So tons of protection and health. So we'll have to navigate that properly because it's going to take a while to go down. So I check stats on the Gas and I check stats on the Arc Trooper. Those are the two most important ones. The Arc Trooper, very weird modding. There's tenacity and defense and health. And not much speed at all, 259. So either you mod him for damage or speed. Those are the two ways that I would go about it. But the rest of them, yeah, 5 is going to take a while to get down. He's been modded for protection and health. So we'll do the best that we can. All right. So let's take our Stormtrooper Han counter and see if we're able to do a good job over here. Otherwise, we'll have to clean up with Padme. But I think this one should do the job. So the first thing you do is you stun Rex, and then you put the weapon stick on Han. so that his damage is increased. And then you go after gas, and I'm gonna do this so that Vandor is buffed and the incoming damage is reduced by 25%. Then I'm gonna put this on Han, and then we're gonna go to town on gas, and yes, we are able to get him down. Now we have to go after 5s. Let's stun him. Okay, let's do that. And let's give this to him. Alright, now this should get rid of 5s. Then we work on Rex, but first we put the buff on Vandos so that he's always got a buff, which means there's reduced damage from him. So gas is going to get up, and we just have to survive another topple. But because the gas is not modded for damage, it's not doing much damage against the against my Stormtrooper Han. Okay, big hit, and this one should get him down. All right, we still have full protection. Let's see if we can't get rid of. Let's get some protection up so that Han recovers. Let's do this. Let's take care of this guy. Okay, now Han is at full protection, so that's good. Little bit protection left on Watt, but I think we should be fine. Now we just need to work on General Skywalker. Okay, so far so good. We might get below full protection. There we go, full health and full protection is gone, but we need to land a stun. Excellent, stun is there. Let's do this. Let's do this. Ooh, that was bad. We ended up losing 5 banners just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we're going to end with this 55 banners, which is still an okay outcome. But if he hadn't done that AoE, then our banners would have been near perfect, at least 59 or so. But 55 banners against gas, I'm not going to complain. All right, now we have other teams to take out. Now we can just yeah, I think it's not going to be much of an issue. We can maximize banners against the rest of the team. So I'm just going to strategize, try to think of what best teams to use against these. I think the bounty hunter team is pretty weak and slow. How fast is the boss? 246. I think my trooper should be able to do the job. That's Veers and Stark. My Stark is at 265, so 285. I think these guys should be able to do the job. Okay, let me just go in with these guys against him. Let's do that. Let's increase the cooldowns. Let's go after Cad Bane. I don't like these guys getting turns. Okay, now the turn meter train has started rolling finally. My troopers are really, really weak. Alright, let's go after Greedo. Let's get some more turn meter. Let's apply death mark on this guy. And get some more protection, and finally got it done. Okay, so my troopers are not the best, but against weak teams like this, they managed to get the job done. 60 is what I was looking for. All right, yeah, G10, G11 troopers, I don't have the resources to get them higher, but at G12, G13 is when they really start to shine. All right, what else do we need to take? I think against the bounty hunter team, we can, against the Night Sister team, we can definitely use let's see what we want to use. I think we can use our own Bosk squad, Bosk-led bounty hunters. Yeah, we can do that. Or we can bring in our EP squad. You know what? I'm not going to take a risk. Bounty hunters are probably a safer option. I could try for EP. Nah, you know what? I'll just go with bounty hunters against them, against the Night Sister squad. They are relatively quick, but the damage is lacking, which makes me think I can probably get 60 with bounty hunters. Their Asajj is going to go first, not yet. Okay, let's do this. Now the Asajj is going to go, and I'm going to apply some burning. Plague is going to go out, but we can heal, and we are going to apply a ability block on everyone. Heal some more. I should have saved that heal. All right, let's get rid of Talzin. She died due to burning. This is why Daka brought her back. But no worries, we can get rid of her through execute. Not yet. All right, let's keep working on them. I need Talzin out of there. Okay, so Daka died due to burning or dots, one of those. So she is not going to come back, but we still have the 2 free revives left. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out Asajj with the Django, and then we're going to delay a little bit on Sister, on Night Sister Spirit. Okay, let's do this. I need that 60 banners, no doubt about that. Okay, let's heal some more. Let's keep working on zombie. Okay, that's one slow. Okay, this should get rid of zombie. That's right. So now we've got 2 deaths on zombie. Now we just need to recover that little bit of protection that we have lost on Bosk and Django, and then we should be good to get rid of Spirit. Okay, this should do it. All right, so I think we are at full health and full protection for everyone. Let's go ahead and finish this off. So against relatively weaker Night Sisters, it's a really safe 60, especially if your Django is relicked up. Okay, so we're doing okay on banners so far. We have the Geos. We have a Padme squad. We have our EP squad. Both of them will be fine against Geos. I'll probably use my Padme squad. And then for this, I'll probably use my EP squad. So let's go ahead with the Padme against that squad. Even though there's no GK, because Padme's leadership provides some amount of protection against Geos, just because they are not able to they won't be able to get her down because of all the healing on assists. So I'm hoping that this one should be pretty straightforward, but let's see. Let's do this, and I'm gonna focus down on Brood Alpha, and let's do this. There we go. Well, that was simple enough. All right, now let's get rid of Poggle. Oh, that was actually too easy. I didn't anticipate it being that easy. I don't think anyone has lost any health or protection, but in any case, I think we should be at 60. Yep, we are at 60. So that was easy enough. Overkill, but that's fine. And now we just have this team to take out. I'm going to go in with I can go in with either so I've saved my Night Sisters as well, but they're horrible on banners, so I'm not going to use them. I could have probably put them on defense, but I didn't know what kind of an offense my opponent is going for. So I can use either my JTR squad, which is a safe 60, or I can use my EP squad, which is also another 60. I think I'll probably go with my EP squad over here, just because there's that feat that Vader kills will get me. So I'm just going to go in with this and try to get as many kills from Vader as possible. So let's pass this back to Basti so that she can get the turn meter train rolling. Let's fracture this guy, get some target locks on the board, and work on Hux. Okay, let's spread some shock around. Let's shock this guy. Let's try to finish Hux with this. Excellent. Now let's keep working on them. Shock over here. All right, let's do a basic over here. Let's do another shock out here. Lost a little protection, but we can always get that back with the Vader. Let's do this. Okay, let's save the fear for now. I'm just going to take my time with this and try to finish off as many people as I can with Vader. Okay, that's the second one. Let's do this. Shock over here. Let's do a fear out here. Let's keep doing that. Let's try to get rid of, let's pass this back to this one. We still have 3 minutes, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's fracture this guy. Let's do this. Okay, let's get rid of him first. And then let's pass this back to EP so that we have full health and protection on everyone. And now we just need to work on this guy while we wait for Vader to come around. Okay, so that's 4 kills out of 4 from Vader. Now we just need to get shock on this guy so that he stops healing. This guy is going to be a little tricky to take out because he stacks defense. But a big hit from Vader can get at least some amount of the job done. We just need for shock to land out there. And then we just need to stack up on the debuffs on this guy. Shock is not landing on this guy. There we go. Now we should not dispel the shock. Oh, why did I do that? Anyway, sphere. Let's keep the buffs going. This guy still is healing even through the shocks. Maybe shock doesn't prevent protection recovery. I don't know. So I may just have to do this with EP and try to burst this guy. Yeah, for some reason, for whatever reason, his protection really wasn't going down. I thought that shock prevented health and protection recovery, but I may have been mistaken. Um, but yeah, for whatever reason, Crew went down pretty easily, but Kylo Ren, the masked version, was proving to be a little difficult to take down. Um, I got 57, which is still fine. So despite doing the heal suck from EP, the rest of my characters did end up with full health in any case. So that's one thing good to know, that that particular ability is not going to cost you any banners. So it's got Malevolence on defense, 6-star Hyena Bomber and Vulture Droid, so not too worried about it. I've kept my own Grievous General Kenobi on offense, so I'm just going to use my standard Galactic Republic offensive team and take care of this. All right, so do I want to take another one? Yeah, I might as well take everything. Um, which team do I want to take? Which other thing? So what I'll do is I'll take Eben Hawk. I like having Eben Hawk over there just as a as an emergency buff dispel reinforcement, because sometimes your opponent can get tricky and set Millennium Falcon on defense with with the Malevolence. And when that happens, especially if the field is surrounded by Vulture Droids, your Millennium Falcon comes in and puts up the immunity that can't be targeted. Then you have to go through all the Vulture Droids, and at the same time, your Millennium Falcon is sniping your banners. So to prevent that, I have the Eben Hawk in there just to dispel and target it down. So let's go ahead and finish this battle. And what I like to do is I like to target Hyena Bomber first to take him down, because he can go around taunt and target Anakin. So I'm going to go with him first. Didn't have Breach land, but I'm going to just try to focus him down. All right, a little more and we should be done. Now I like to bring in Plo first, just because I like to get rid of all these all of that stuff on the field, all the buzz droids. Okay, let's do this. Let's heal up that one. I don't like the buzz droids being around over there. Oh, why didn't I target Vulture Droid? Hyena Bomber. I should have done that. Alright, I think this should get rid of the main Hyena Bomber, the main Vulture Droid. And this one should get rid of Sunfac. He's got maximum turn meter as well. And this should get rid of him. Now only Spy is left. Yeah, and that's another reason why I have Eben Hawk. Because sometimes your Spy is also going to be under stealth and you need to be able to take them out effectively. So I'll probably call in Eben Hawk next. I think maybe this one might be able to do the job, the ultimate. Let's see. Yes. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so 62. Yep, that's fine. Anything from 62 to 64 banners I'm okay with. So let's see how many banners we ended up with. 1920. That's good. That is my goal. We lost a few banners over here on the GAC squad, and then on the General Grievous squad. But at least we one-shot everything. So 1920 is not bad. I like that score. And we managed to make some progress on our feet as well with the with Vader. So that's it for now. Let me pause for a little bit, wait for my opponent to go, and I'll give you guys an update shortly on how they did on my defense. 1920 means they probably need to get about 58, 59 banners per match in order to beat that score, which is going to be tough with Darth Revan and Gas, especially since their Gas is not on offense. All right, so I'll give you guys an update shortly. I'll join. All right, so my opponent attacked with about 2 hours left to go, and wasn't able to clear my board. Let me show you the attack phase. So they did about 55 to 56 banners on these two teams over here. One shot my Gas, which means they took their Padme or their Darth Revan against that. And then at the top, they struggled a little bit over here against the Darth Revan team. One shot the other two teams for about, again, 55 to 56 banners each. But the Darth Revan team, the first shot, they weren't able to get down Malak, which means maybe they took the Padme over here and the Darth Revan down south against my Gas. So only Malak was left after the first battle, and it took a couple of battles to clean up Malak out here. And then at the back, they cleared my ships for about 59 banners, which I think is decent efficiency on defense for Malevolence, because the ship they used on offense was Negotiator. And down south, I think they ran out of teams trying to clean up Malak and exhausted teams on the Darth Revan and Gas counters. So they weren't able to clear this zone out here. One attempt, maybe they had one good team left. Maybe CLS or something. Maybe they had one attempt against the Maul team, but that team held on. So that was good to see. So, that beefy, tanky nest with high tenacity being out in the open, it can get really tricky, especially if you've run out of good teams out in the front. So that team I was pretty happy with. And then we have the CLS squad, which is basically just a bunch of leftover characters. But it's still formidable. You can't really cheese it with troopers or anything like that. It has 2 tanks, triple attackers. So it can get tricky if you're left with the leftovers. So those two teams left remaining at the end. So good to see that my opponent couldn't clear the board. So ended with a final score of 1920 versus 1581. All right, so that's it for today's match. Join me in a couple of days when we face off against our next opponent. Until then, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys soon.